Hello again, welcome back to the channel. Glad you could join me. Today I wanted to talk about Echoes of the Great Song by David Gemmell. I read this book a number of years ago. I remember enjoying it. Anyway, so we have basically three factions in this book. The first faction are the avatars. They're immortal beings, and they do lord it over They have a subservient race called the Vagars that are just ordinary mortal men. And the avatars definitely do lord it over the Vagars, that they are immortal and they have so much power. Now, their power is based on crystals. They have these crystals that store power, and they can use that power to power their technology. So we have, you see this picture on the cover here of the guy pulling back a bow that looks like it has an arrow made out of light. This is they're called Jibos, and they are powered by the crystals and fire bolts of energy. So they have this technology, magic, whatever you will, that's centered around these crystals. However, at this point in history, there are very few avatars left because a sudden ice age hit their civilization, and their original power source that basically made it so that they could power all their technology was buried under ice, and very few of the avatars escaped that disaster. So now they have no way to repower their crystals on a more permanent basis. There is a way that they do get power for their crystals, and I'll talk about it in just a second. But they send an expedition, the avatars do. They send an expedition back to their original home city that's trapped under the ice, with the goal of trying to make contact with this power source through the ice to maybe recharge some of their technology so that they have more energy and time to stave off their own, I guess, the destruction of their civilization completely. They do manage to do so. They do manage to make contact with the power source. They do manage to recharge some of their technology, not all of it. And they come back, and at this point in time, we have an invasion by the Crystal Queen and her forces. So the Crystal Queen, on their world, there was something going on. They managed to teleport part of their home world into this world, and now they're seeking to expand their power and their control over everyone. Basically, they want to be the dominant civilization. The avatars want to be the dominant civilization. They're going to come to blows. Then we have the Vagars, who are the servant race to the avatars. Again, we have this external conflict where the Crystal Queen and her forces want to force the avatars and their forces to be subject to them. And the Vagars are not happy with the status quo with the avatars because, as I mentioned before, the avatars are fading, basically. The thing that gave them the power and their immortality and the ability to be where they are in the hierarchy of their species is inaccessible to them. And so what they have done to perpetuate their power is they can actually drain the life force from the Vagars and put it into the crystals. And specifically, the leader of this resistance movement, this revolution against the Avatars, her daughter was killed in this way by the Avatars because she disobeyed the race laws and fell in love with an Avatar. And so the Avatars have used this as a punishment against their subservient race, the Vagars. So we have an internal conflict where the subservient race is rebelling against the so-called ruling class, who are losing their power anyway, because it's just it's basically inaccessible to them. And then this civilization also has this threat from without that has manifested on their world and is intent on either wiping them out or forcing them to submit to their rule. There's actually another plot that is based around the leader of the Avatars. Before the disaster that this sudden snap ice age that forced the Avatars into the situation that they're in, he foresaw what was going to happen and was able to save some of the Avatar race from this disaster. His name is Questor Anu, and he's called the Holy One, and he is their leader. Now, he has a plan. I don't want to get into what his plan actually is because it is spoiler territory for the book. But he has a plan that is shrouded in secrecy because of the impact it would have on the world. Anyway, that's it for the story. I did enjoy reading this book. I've enjoyed David Gemmell's writing. I've read a couple other books by him. I can remember one was about a hero named Druss. I don't remember what the title of it was. And there was another one. Again, I don't remember off the top of my head what the title for those books were. But because I'd read this book, that's why I picked up this one, Echoes of the Great Song. It is a standalone. It doesn't fall in with any of the other book series that he's written. So if you're interested in just kind of a one-off thing, this is a good book for you to pick up. As I said, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the three factions that were vying for either control or survival or revolution. It made for a very interesting dynamic. The characters I enjoyed. There's one character, but I can't remember his name off the top of my head, that was an interesting character in the fact that the Avatars marked themselves out as different from the rest of the group. They did certain things that they didn't allow their servant race to do, and this marked them as Avatars, and so it separated them out from and put themselves above. Now, he was very well liked. This one character was very well liked among his servants because of the fact that he didn't follow that particular conceit, and he was seen as, more down to earth, more of the people kind of thing. And so there definitely were different characterizations, different power struggles within the Empire and without. And I enjoyed the conflict that was engendered by the three different parties. That's it for today. Let me know if you've read this. Let me know if you've read other books by David Gemmell. As always, like, share, subscribe, all that other stuff. Comment down below, and I will respond to your comments. So until next time, enjoy what you're reading.